Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is your host, Calvin Anderson, for the Check In With podcast. And today we have a phenomenal guest. Today's guest is someone who lives and breathes personal branding with purpose. She is a personal branding specialist and public speaker with over 10 years of experience in marketing, having worked with powerhouse brands like Warner Brothers, Klarna, and TikTok. She spent the last 5 years empowering professionals through branding consulting, mentoring, and online courses. And with 15 plus years on stage, she's no stranger to commanding a room. From executives and entrepreneurs to artists and students, my guest helps people understand who they are, own their strengths, and position themselves for real influence. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for an inspiring, an amazing, a phenomenal conversation packed with insight, clarity, and actionable tips to help you level up your personal brand. And give a warm welcome to Juliana Damasco. Juliana, how are you?
Hello, thank you for the introduction.
No
I love
problem.
it. I'm very good today in this
Good.
sunny London.
Yes.
And you?
Good. It's good to be here. Julian, I've given a brief intro about you. What else
Mhm.
do the listeners need to know?
Well, I am from Brazil, which is a very strong part of my identity.
Yeah.
And I've moved abroad 5 years ago, moved to Los Angeles to study entertainment. I thought my whole life that I would become an actress because I love the stage, I love public speaking and connecting with people.
Yeah.
And I've done that for most of my teenage and childhood times. Um, However, it's very tough to become an actress in Brazil.
Mm.
And I also had other types of skills that I wanted to develop, more business related. I was very good at school, so I was very much in between what to do. And I've done my bachelor in advertising and marketing. So when I moved to LA, I was studying business of entertainment. It was my opportunity
Mm.
to merge the two worlds: entertainment, acting related, and the business marketing world.
Yeah.
I've done my postgrad at UCLA in business of entertainment. And back then I was working everywhere, networking as much as possible to find a job
Mm.
in Los Angeles after
Yeah.
I finished grad.
Mm.
However, it was very, very difficult. So I worked for like a talent agency, for casting director, in a production, everything you can imagine. But I could not land a job, which made me realize that the experience and the curriculum was not enough for me. I had to do something beyond to be able to burst the bubble and, as an immigrant, get a nice job in entertainment in Los Angeles, which is the biggest industry you can find in the world for that.
Yeah.
It took me a couple of months until I did not find anything, and I felt powerless. And I started to think, what else can I do to take more ownership of my career? Take the front seat and find a way to have more control over the outcomes
Yeah.
of my professional life. So I started studying about personal branding. Accidentally, someone just offered me a free course, and I started attending it, and I fell in love with it, and quickly started applying that into my daily life.
Mm.
So anything related to storytelling, how to position myself, how to know what I want and be clear about what I want, defining my strategy to put myself out there to increase my visibility, my networking. And with that, as a consequence, I was able to get the offers that I wanted in LA, as well in Sao Paulo, which is the biggest city in Brazil for you to get a job. Ended up coming back to Brazil for this offer. So that's when I joined Warner Brothers back then as Discovery. Um, and I started helping friends with their personal brands, then helping friends of friends, then some clients from Los Angeles. Then I formed my personal branding business with consultancies, mentorings. At some point, I did an online course, all of that.
Yeah.
I paused it when I moved abroad again because I wanted to explore the world. So went to Portugal, Berlin. Now I'm in London, and
Mm.
now here I am relaunching my business, focus on workshops and offline events, because I just love it and I could not stop thinking about it.
Yeah. Juliana, that is firstly, I commend you on not giving up and just going for everything and learning everything and surrounding yourself with people who had the knowledge for you now to do what you're doing now. That is incredible. Um, I mean, your journey just sounds so vast and so not even just intriguing. It sounds purposeful.
Yeah.
Um, I'm just thinking where to start with you. Okay. What do you believe self discovery is the most crucial phase? Or why do you think, or why do you believe, I should say, why do you believe self discovery is the most crucial phase in personal branding?
Mm. I believe today, if we search about personal branding tips, hacks, or any sort of knowledge around this topic, it can be very superficial what you're gonna find. So you might gonna find tips on how to increase your visibility on LinkedIn or in Instagram,
Mm,
do this and that. Or that's the new thing that you should do to increase your networking. And it's important for you to take a step back and really understand who you are, what you want in life, and what is your purpose, so you can find a sustainable way to keep growing your brand. Because you don't want to build your brand to find a job or to get a career promotion. I see personal branding as a life purpose and something that you do for the rest of your life, which is connected to your purpose,
mm,
connect to who you are. And it should be authentic, it should be true to yourself. It took me some years
yeah,
to find exactly what I wanted, to be
mm,
clear about what I wanted, and this is very important for me to build a solid base
yeah,
of my brand before I can spread it to the world. I love to compare personal branding to the corporate branding, as we know, like all the brands that we see for products.
mm,
And they all have a very solid strategy
yeah,
before they even think about channels and how they're going to promote themselves. They need to know what are the competitors, how they are positioning themselves, what are the main attributes of those products that they want to define,
mm,
not in a detrimental way, right? Because we are humans, not products. I just think that is a very cool and fun way to think like that, translating to the human world. Self discovery, self knowledge, self awareness is a very powerful process that we all need to go through to build sustainable, real, authentic personal brands.
yeah. Juliana, for someone who is looking to go into building their personal brand, because you've given so much already, what's the first thing that they need to do before any of the steps or the name or the structure? What do they need to do personally?
I think the first thing is to understand how open you are to go through this journey, because it will take time, effort, and you might go quite deep.
Right.
So ask yourself, are you ready for it? Because if you're just want to work with personal branding because you want that little thing, or even if it's a big goal, I want this career goal that I have, it won't be sustainable. So once you are fully committed to improve yourself, and that's why I say it's like literally becoming the best version of yourself when you look at personal branding,
Mm,
you should start reflecting on what are the things that truly matters to you,
mm,
what are your main values, what are your strengths. And by strengths, I love this topic because I invite people to go and to think about their childhood, what were the things that they liked to do as a kid, and write everything down. And in my case, for instance, when I did this exercise and I listed all the things that I loved to do as a kid, I love theater, singing, and
mm,
acting. Even though I did all the sports and everything, can imagine the things that I loved the most were the performing arts. And for most of my adult life, I was trying to replicate that.
yeah.
I wanted to become an actress, for instance, because I thought that that was my true calling.
Mm,
But once I took the time and broke it down, I started asking myself, what was that child trying to express with those activities? Because the tools that she had available back then were the theater and were like those activities that were available for her after school.
yeah.
And now in my adult life, in my marketing career, how can I express those skills that she was trying to express? And the skills were not exactly the theater, but being, for instance, communicative, creative, entrepreneurial,
Mm.
doing public speaking. So once you're able to to extract that, and then you translate to your life, and
Mm.
that's the way to go. So I always invite people in this very first moment
Yeah.
to take that deeper look inside, find those answers,
Mm.
and we can give them tools, right? We can support them and guide them through this process. So once they understand better what are those skills, those passions, this purpose,
Yeah.
then we can start from there to build a strategy around it on their brand.
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first from Juliana herself. There's one thing you said. Well, everything you said was incredible. That one thing stood out to me. Is when you said you have to be ready for it. When did you know you were ready for yours?
I think when I was in my most vulnerable place,
Mm.
back in Los Angeles, I was completely alone. My whole family was back in Brazil. That it was the first time that I fully understood what Hollywood meant.
Mm.
And I was working in this casting agency. I remember seeing all those actors in this big line
Yeah.
trying their luck, doing like they were moving from Singapore, from India, from everywhere in the world to get one shot, one chance. And unfortunately,
Mm.
the market works sometimes in a very unfair way. So it was about who you know, or you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So I realized that these people are so powerless, you know? They put themselves out there trying to find an opportunity, but they never know when it's going to happen. It's like a Russian roulette, you
Russian roulette.
know?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So when it started happening to me in a different scenario, right? Because what I was pursuing there was a bit different. I realized I don't want to be as well like just trying my luck here. And this is the most important thing that I'm going to be doing in my life, uh, or maybe not the most important, but the one that I'm going to spend the most time with, which
Mm.
is my work, my career.
Yeah.
So that's the moment that where everything changed, because I really like from deep in my heart, I wanted to become the protagonist of my life
Mm.
and of my career, and I needed to learn how to com- to have more understanding of the tools available in order to do that,
Yeah.
and more than that, to help that people
Mm.
that were so powerless trying to get their luck.
Yeah.
And when I started with creative people, so like a lot of with artists, especially with actors. And our main motto was that if the opportunity was not there, they had to create their own. So they would build their own pieces, plays, they would write, they would produce content, and
Mm.
with that they would build opportunities for themselves. So that's how it started, and that's how you're going. Yes.
Incredible. Man, there's so much to unpack there, especially when you said about you was just in LA by yourself and
Yeah.
family was back home, and you saw these people coming from all over the world to just get one shot.
So it makes me like even nervous just to think about it.
Wow.
It's
Yeah. Okay. Um. I'll come back to what I'm going to ask you. Let's get the questions because I know people want to hear. Juliana, what are the key elements? Hmm. Yeah, I'll go for that one. What are the key elements people should focus on during the self-discovery phase?
mhm. There are several exercises that you can do,
Walk us through.
different ones.
Yeah,
I would maybe mention the three ones that I like the most.
please. Go ahead.
The first one is to literally the timeline of your life. You're gonna write down a big timeline using
Mm.
different papers all together, and you're gonna start writing down all the achievements, the challenges, and the failures. Please, those are
Mm.
very important
Yeah.
throughout your life. You're gonna let it sit there, and you're gonna spend a couple of weeks going back there. Oh, I just remember this. I'm gonna add. this at everything, not only professionally but also personally.
Mm.
And that will start giving you a better, a broader perspective of your own life. And it is as if you were seeing a person that is not you,
Mm.
because this is someone else. Because in our head everything is messy, and
Yeah,
we don't
yeah.
have a proper timeline to do it. When you look down and you see your whole life
Mm.
on a timeline, things start getting clearer. I
Mm.
love this exercise for building storytelling, because you can take parts of it, phases of your life,
Yeah.
to use it in your favor. So whenever you're having a conversation, a networking situation, you can maybe take part, oh, maybe from 2019, 2020, I had an experience in this specific topic that this person is very savvy about, and I will use that in my favor.
Yeah.
Or when I'm building my bio or my presentation, I'll use that and that. So you can literally pick and choose
Yeah.
in a strategic way to build a stronger storytelling. That is, for instance, one thing that we can do to cover this part of personal branding.
Yeah.
Another one is this one that I told you before,
Mm.
the childhood
Yeah.
journey,
Yeah.
in understanding what did you like to do, what were your passions, and from that, challenging yourself once again to think, what was I trying to express?
Mm.
I like
Okay.
to link that to another one, which is
Please.
I'm giving it all.
Giving it all.
Uh,
We
to
need it.
ask your friends. So I did this exercise recently with my friends. We sat on a table, five of us, and I asked them, "What would you call me for? What am I good at that you would ask my help?"
Yeah.
And it was interesting because this friend of mine, she's a caregiver. Whenever we are struggling, we are down, we're sad for any reason, we always come to her because she really knows how to make us feel comfortable and loved.
Yeah.
This other friend of ours, she's very energetic. She fills out the room, she puts people together, she loves to celebrate life, and she's a party, how do you call it in British? Party
Party animal.
party animal, yeah, it can be party animal. I love that.
Yeah.
So she works in events, and she's an event producer, so it's even perfect for that. And when I ask them about me, they say like, since we were kids,
Mm.
you were always the person who would you would see through all of our potential in terms of our careers. So you're so good in communication, you should do this. Oh, you should become a chef because you have this very good talent in the kitchen, and you know how to put people together on a table, and you decorate it perfectly. And people would say that they feel more powerful
Yeah.
with those conversations and with this guidance, that I really trust in their potential.
Mm.
And I love to hear that, because that's exactly what I do.
Yeah.
So I'm on the right path.
Yeah. Yeah.
So asking, it's less complicated than people think. People get so lost in, oh, how am I gonna find what is my true passion or my talent,
Mm.
when in reality is very much about listening
Mm.
to the people that are around us since we were young,
Yeah.
or to our friends, or to our lovers, or to anyone who deeply knows who we are,
Mm.
because they will give us the answer. It might be not the complete answer that you need,
Yeah.
but you start giving you hints about your true self.
Wow.
And from that, we start gathering the information that we need. I say like it's the data collection phase. If you think about corporate branding, so
Yeah.
the time that we are just collecting information from people
Mhm.
and from ourselves, we are writing everything down. So so at some point we can sit together, gather all this data, and then do a proper analysis and draw some conclusions together to create a strategy.
Juliana.
There's a lot there.
No, do you know what? It is a lot, but it's amazing. Like this is information people need. And as before I even go into the next set of questions, I want to ask you, when you wrote your timeline down, how was that for you?
I I am a very emotional person,
Yeah.
and I am very in touch with my feelings. For anyone who is into astrology,
Yeah.
I'm a Libra with ascendant in Cancer, and my moon is in Pisces. So
Mhm.
I'm very much connected to my emotional soul.
So right.
So I cried a lot.
Hmm.
mixed feelings when I had to write down the challenges and the failures. Was hard, but was an interesting experience, because there is a famous phrase from Steve Jobs where he say something like, "When you look back, all the dots connect." Sometimes in your life, like you're going through life, and why this opportunity is showing up to me, like this doesn't really seem to fit with whatever I'm doing at the moment.
Mm.
So I worked in fintech before. I'm working my company now,
Yeah.
which is very different. Like I'm always been in entertainment, and out of nowhere I was in finance. But now when I look back, I completely understand why I had to go through that experience and had that job. And sometimes in life we feel like, oh no, but I need to change things, and you try to control things that you cannot control. You have to be more open to receive, because you have to trust that when you look back,
Yeah.
all the dots will connect.
Yeah.
And by doing this exercise, I was like, oh my god, if it wasn't for this experience, or for not knowing this person
Mm.
that introduced me to that person, and that happened, and I'm only here because all of the dots connect.
Yeah.
And that was the most insightful part. Of course, with this exercise, I became much more powerful when it comes to storytelling as well. Because in this conversation, for instance, I have everything mapped out now in my head. So whenever you ask me a question that might remind me of my LA times,
Yeah.
I have all that already fresh in my memory because I've done this exercise. It would be much harder for me
Mm.
to even bring that to the table if I haven't done that. So strategically thinking is
Yeah.
a very good way for you to keep things fresh in your mindset.
Yeah.
Sorry, not mindset, in your mind.
In your mind, yeah.
Yeah, to use that whenever it's most relevant to, you know.
Yeah. There's so much I want to ask you. Okay. You spoke about failures. What's the, well, there's probably many things, but what's the one thing you learn from your failures?
That I have to be its best friend.
Talk,
Like,
speak more on that.
I think failure needs to be, if you could picture as a person,
Yeah.
they should be our best friends. We invite them to sit at the bar, we talk to them, left on their back, like,
Yeah.
hi, how are you doing? We should be we should build intimacy with failure.
Yeah.
Failure should be part of our daily lives, because we don't do so many things in our lives because we are afraid of failure,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and we avoid and we protect ourselves, when the true magic happens when we invite them to the bar and they sit next to us and we're just laughing about all the things that they show up. And the more they are close to us, the more they realize, "Wow,
Yeah.
I don't think that she's scared of me anymore. I will keep showing up, but at some point I have to give up
Yeah.
because she will keep trying. Like, she's not afraid of me. So I'm gonna make her fail. At some point, like, I'm just gonna give up. I'm like, you do you.
Mm.
And that's when you win. And then you're gonna keep failing again and again and again and again. But
Yeah.
just, I think, embracing failure and seeing it as a small thing. We all gonna fail. You can look at all the very successful people,
Yeah.
people in sports, people in business, people in arts. They all have a huge list of failures. I think it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It shows, it's a good indication that you are doing everything right.
Sorry, I could see Demetrius over there. When you were talking, he was like blown away by your response. He literally was blown away. Thank you so much for that. That is so powerful. You said something else that was key. You said people overcomplicate when it comes to, I guess, building their brand and, becoming the person that they ideally can see in their mind. Why do people overcomplicate their journey to success, Juliana?
I think there's a lot of noise nowadays.
Yeah.
It's a lot of information on social media, and everyone wants to share the easiest and fastest way for you to succeed.
Yeah.
And you start borrowing a lot of truths from other people
Mm.
and trying to fit into boxes that are not yours.
Mm.
And from that, you start getting far from your authentic self.
Mm-hmm.
And the far as you get, the harder it becomes, because it's so much confusion. People need guidance, and it's like nutrition nowadays, right? If you just look for guidance on nutrition on social media, you never know if you like, even having a lettuce is bad for you nowadays, right? Like,
Yes.
if there's, you're gonna find every single food that you're gonna try to search, you're gonna find something bad about it.
That's
So it's
true.
very hard. So you need definitely guidance and strategy.
Mhm.
So I don't blame them for feeling so confused,
Yeah.
but it's simpler in a way that it's a lot of the answers are within. And that's one of the reasons why I was so interested to come here today,
Yeah.
because I know that you talk about this looking inside and self-development, self-awareness.
Mm.
And I think people are always in a rush and they don't want to take the time.
Yeah.
I invite all my clients to take the time to look inside, because you give two steps behind, which I don't even consider behind, to give,
Yeah.
to run ahead.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to stop all the time and fix it. Oh, actually, now I want to change my positioning because I realize that I have this new strength, or I can position myself in that way to gain a competitive advantage. You don't need all of that when you have a strong base. You
Yeah.
know, from that you can do it. So reducing the noise, looking for guidance, definitely key points for you to be able to build your brand with calmness,
Yeah.
and being more certain of what you need to succeed.
Ladies and gentlemen, Juliana has given us so much already. Please take in what she's saying and implement it into your own life, because she's living it. She's living it. I want to ask you now, because obviously I see the posts and you're heavy on self-care.
Yes.
How important to you, Juliana, and to the listeners as well, is self-care when you're working on your brand, you're building your empire? Talk to us on the importance of self-care.
To talk about self-care,
Yeah.
I would like to shift the focus just for a second to discipline,
Let's shift it. Go ahead.
because I think they are highly connected.
I agree with you.
There is this theory, which I don't know what it's called about, but I like to call it domino effect, right?
Yeah.
When you start being disciplined about one thing in your life, let's say you're like going to the gym and eating healthy,
Mm.
it's a domino effect, right? You start spending more time building your business, or working harder, or cleaning your house, or taking care of yourself. It's a domino effect. And that's because of discipline. Because once you start getting disciplined with something, it's contagious, right? With self-care, I believe self-care and discipline are almost the same thing.
LinkedIn, yeah.
And I've always been a very productive person and very disciplined, determined. But I think it's a domino effect that happens when I look at my career and how I see it and how I pursue my ambitions.
Mm.
It's very much well connected. So because I am very focused on my career, I ended up looking inside and thinking, wait, I'm working on my personal brand, I'm working on my career, why will I not take care of my body as well? And then I'm going to the gym every single day and I'm sharing that on my Instagram. And then I want to eat healthier and cleaner because I want to make sure that I am disciplined and I am looking after myself. And I also think that not only the domino effects happens because of self-care and discipline, but once you see personal branding as a way of being, as a philosophy of life, to become the best version of yourself, because that's for me is equal to personal branding.
Yeah.
You want to become the best version of yourself in all aspects.
Mm.
And for that, you might need to find the balance as well. So you will not see me on Instagram, for instance, only working the whole time. I try to balance it out with my social life,
You do.
with my life with my partner, with working out, with my spirituality. Even if I'm not reaching 10 out of 10 in all of those areas of my life,
Yeah.
finding this balance because for me, becoming the best version of myself, it is to find this balance. For other people, might not be. They might be very focused on career, another thing.
It's true.
But yeah, I think I deviated a bit from the answers just because I get very inspired
No,
from
that's
this
okay.
question. But yeah, self-care for me is personal branding.
Yeah.
And it is about discipline. And once you start with one good habit and being disciplined about something, it's a domino effect.
Yeah.
It's not easy, but it's easier for you to start with one thing, and everything will consequently also happen because of this one thing that you started with.
Domino effect.
A domino effect, yeah.
I love that. And that leads me straight into the next question for you. How can someone, and I think you've kind of touched upon it anyway, but maybe you could take us further. How can someone overcome self doubt or imposter syndrome during, you know, just building their brand? Okay, let me do it this way. They built their brand,
Mm-hmm.
it's established, it's doing really well,
Mm-hmm.
but then imposter syndrome kicks in.
Mm-hmm.
How can they overcome it, Juliana?
I think imposter syndrome comes a lot from the fact that you define what you want to be, what are the skills that you want to build,
Yeah.
but you lack the real skill to maintain it. So let's say that I want to build credibility in my field, as a personal branding strategist. And I work hard to make sure that I'm passing this message. I work on my tone of voice, on my communication, on my image, all of that.
Yeah.
But deep in my soul, I know that I lack the skills, the knowledge that I need to become a very strong personal branding strategist. The imposter syndrome will sort of hunt me throughout the way.
Yeah.
When we do this exercise of writing down all of our skills, looking at our childhood and all of that, there's a step, a very important step in this process, which is once you list down all the strengths that you have, and you have to be true to yourself and you have to be authentic, you might realize that you don't have all the skills that you want just yet, or that those are might not be very relevant for your field if you're focusing on more on the career aspect.
Yeah.
We do a second list of all the skills that you want to build, and we do an action plan, feasible, so maybe like focusing on the first or the second skills to start with, and we work on that. The reason why I say personal branding is hard work, because it's a lifetime thing, but it's also because it requires you to really put your head down and do the work. So if I am claiming that I am a very strong personal branding strategist, I need to make sure that my knowledge is strong enough to, how do I say, to level with that.
Yeah.
It happened to me several times. It still happens. I don't think I have the best possible knowledge in this topic just yet.
Yeah.
There's a lot that I need to learn, and imposter syndrome might haunt me a lot of times. But I look at it, and when I really take the time to understand what's happening and why I'm feeling that, I realize maybe I'm not feeling that confident to talk about, let's say, a random thing like LinkedIn visibility
Yeah.
for your personal brand. I need to catch up on this topic. LinkedIn has changed so much since I opened my business.
Yeah.
Or even on TikTok, which when I opened the business, it was not even part of the channels that we use. Or it might be on the self-knowledge part. Where are my limitations? Also a good one. My work is very much focused on the self-knowledge part.
Yeah.
When I was working with my clients, especially on the timeline one, you start facing a lot of things that you don't want to face, right? And as a personal branding and marketing professional, I am not a professional in psychology. I am not equipped to support that person. And understanding my limitations was very important as well,
Yeah.
to say, hey, you might need therapy, psychological advice from a professional, because I cannot help you more than this line. And this helped me with my imposter syndrome,
Yeah.
because before I would ask myself like, why am I not being able to help this person who is bringing me back the exercise with the answers, and I simply don't find the way, because I am not equipped. I'm not a professional in the area, and I have to respect the people in this area, those professionals that work with that.
Yeah.
So I would always recommend that they go there and they seek support, and it's what a good thing, right? That I'm helping them to see that
Great
they
thing.
need help.
Yeah.
All of us need. I do therapy weekly. I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
And I think that's the best way to tackle imposter syndrome. However, connected to this. Sometimes there is a problem of people have trauma, they have a problem with self-image, and
Mm.
even though they are very good at what they do, they don't lack the skill, but they cannot see themselves
Yeah.
as what they are.
Yeah.
Then they need for sure psychological help to support them in this journey of understanding and better seeing who they truly are, and they're improving their self-image.
Yeah. Firstly, I really need to say thank you for saying that, in terms of noticing your limitations and saying to yourself, I'm actually not equipped to help this person, but this is what I would recommend.
Yeah.
I feel that's something that, or from what I've seen or witnessed, that many people aren't able to do
Mm-hmm.
for an array of reasons. Maybe some people have the, what do we call it? The hero complex,
Mm-hmm.
where they
Yeah.
want to save everyone.
Yeah.
I know, because I was there. And I still fight with it day to day, being a therapist. But I come to know there's certain things I can't work with because I don't know yet,
Mm-hmm.
or I don't want to work with, because not because I don't want to. It's just there's probably someone who's better equipped, like you said,
Yeah.
that can deal with. You said that you're obviously in therapy. Not to obviously go into what you're working on or anything, but I would love to know how your journey of therapy has just helped you obviously rediscover yourself,
Mm-hmm.
but also how has it helped you with discovering your brand and rediscovering, or on that journey of self-discovery when it comes to branding, when it comes to working with clients. And yeah, how has therapy helped you mentally prepare for a day-to-day of your work?
Mm. So personal branding for me equal to self-care.
Right.
Self-care, looking for the best version of yourself.
Yeah.
For me, therapy is part of this package.
Hmm.
It cannot be left out. I tell people that for me, therapy is like going to the gym.
Mm.
That's it. Like you have to do it.
Yeah.
Like you take care of your body. What about your
Your mind.
mind? You need to do that. Oh, but I don't have any problems at the moment. Like it doesn't matter. You don't need to break up with your boyfriend or even lose someone to something even deeper or have any problems at work. You should do it
Hmm.
no matter what.
Yeah.
So it's some sort of a hygiene, you know. um, I understood that in order for me to become the best version of myself,
Yeah.
I need to know how to deal with my traumas. I need to know how to deal with my past, and to truly reflect on my behaviors and who I am. And it's an interesting fact. So in Brazil,
Yes.
for the people, I mean, we are a very poor country, and I'm talking about a very privileged sector of the country. But for this privileged sector, if I compare the most privileged people in Brazil compared to the people same level in the UK, therapy is such a common thing.
Hmm.
All of my friends, if I take my 10 best friends from Brazil, all of them do therapy weekly.
Yeah.
And we all say it's normal. In my generation, of course, my parents, not it's more rare.
Hmm.
But definitely in my generation it is. So it's normalized.
Yeah.
I feel like in the UK and from like other European countries as well, there's some sort of taboo. Like, oh, you
Hmm.
do therapy? You're seeking, like, are you okay?
Yeah.
Are you okay? I hear
Yeah.
that here a lot because I leave work earlier sometimes to go home to do therapy, but everything fine.
Hmm.
And I would never hear that in Brazil from, of course, this
Yeah.
privilege bubble that I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So it's just part of our routines.
Hmm.
The more in peace I am with myself, understanding my desires, my challenges, my weak points, my strong points, the better I am in my mind, the better I can help other people. So of course this has a reflect on my work.
Yeah.
Even to come to that conclusion that I have limitations and I cannot support you, that you should seek for psychological help.
Yeah.
That's something that I myself as a professional talk about in therapy, right? What are my limitations? Not
Hmm.
only when it comes to that, but when you talk about image,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
am not an image expert. I have other professionals helping me. Or when you talk about body language, I love this topic. It's my favorite topic.
Mm.
But if someone needs a lot of guidance on that,
There's
forward them
someone
to
else.
someone else. So like leaving the ego away
Yeah.
and making sure that I collaborate with other professionals. I learned that as well, how to do that in therapy. So it helps me become a better professional, better person,
Mm.
and uh, yeah.
All those good things. Body language, just because that's the last thing you mentioned. How important is body language? And tell us a bit about, I guess, what you've, because like you said, you've been on the journey of self discovery, self knowledge. What have you learned and taken away from, I guess, learning about body language, and how do you implement it on a daily basis?
Mm. So when I launched my business back in 2020,
Mm.
I was still in LA, and I was an immigrant, young girl, different from anyone else because I'm brown, I'm short, very short, and I looked younger than I actually was, with an even stronger accent than I have today.
Yeah.
And my English was still not, it was, I would say, intermediate. So I had a lot of things on my way. And when I was learning about personal branding and how I could use that in my favor to find a job there,
Yeah.
one of the things that I came across was about body language. And I really wanted to tackle the problem of credibility and authority because I wanted to make sure that people understood that I was able, I was equipped to help them with their personal brands.
Mm.
But from a first impression, they maybe would be like, I don't
No.
think so.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
too young. She's not from here. She doesn't even speak English properly. Why would I
Yeah.
seek for help? So I needed to level up in those specific areas.
Yeah.
So body language, there are a lot of small tricks that you can use to to have an impact on those first impressions, and not only first but general impressions,
Mm.
that you feel more secure with that person, you feel that this person is passing you some sort of safety,
Yeah.
and that you can trust her or him. So that's the idea of the body language, and that's how I used for my life. It was very much focused on building credibility and authority.
Mm.
So all the movements that you do on stage, there are a lot of little things that you do that shows that you're nervous, that you're insecure.
Mm.
There are a lot of ways for you to change that
Yeah.
or to hide it, because you're gonna still feel very anxious and nervous on stage, and especially in the beginning.
Yeah.
But by using those tricks, it can help you with building this image of credibility.
Amazing. Can you give us some? How do,
Yes.
please? What's yeah.
Yeah, of course. So I'm not going to stand here now, but
Yeah.
when you're standing, very common as well in theater, when you're
Mm-hmm.
acting, you move back to back with your body
Yeah.
as a way to release stress. No one notices
Yeah.
when they are on stage, right? The people watching them, of course.
Yeah.
But if you are simply standing there with the microphone in your hands, you will move
Mm.
and start noticing that you see people moving back and forth, back and forth. So there is a way for you to almost like glue your feet on the ground.
Yeah.
You do like a superhero, as we call, pose,
Mm.
which helps you stabilize and even calm down,
Yeah.
because now your body is finding new ways to calm down instead of simply releasing it through the movement.
Mm.
When you're sitting, another way is to open your hands. This is very natural to me. I'm not thinking about it, but when you are doing movements, closing your hands or putting them back close to your chest,
Yeah.
it subconsciously, it looks like you're hiding something and
Mm.
they're keeping something from people. When you open it, especially if it's close to your chest,
Yeah.
it means that you're inviting them, that you're making sure that they feel welcomed and that you have nothing to hide. So keeping your hands up and close to your chest also helps with the oratory or public speaking. That's also something that you can use.
Yeah.
And I could spend the whole day here. I just love this topic. So
Yeah. Oh wow. I never knew that before. So thank you so much for
yeah, of
teaching
course.
us. I mean, there's so much more Juliana will give us as we're doing a part two, guys. I'm just letting you know from now. Um, Body language is so interesting. I say that based upon, in therapy as well, looking for certain cues, when to ask questions, and, when to sit back and not say anything. So it's so key and important. So thank you for that. I don't think I've ever heard those techniques before, or what they actually mean. So I've learned something.
Yes,
Yeah.
and about the connecting the dots, right?
Yeah.
When I started learning about body language to support my clients in personal branding,
Hmm.
it was a very interesting process because in theater,
Yeah.
I had to learn about a lot about body language to be able to represent certain characters. So I did all kinds of characters that you can ever imagine. I'm not
Mm.
gonna cite them here because I don't want this to be a stereotype
Of
thing,
course. Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But the way that we walk with our posture down and up, all of that would help me
Mm.
build the character. It was much less about the lines
Yeah.
and the costumes,
Mm.
but my body language was if not the most important thing for me to build that character and pass that image.
Yeah.
So it goes much beyond authority and credibility.
Mm.
But if I want to keep being that girl from Rio de Janeiro with the very long hair, tanned, chill, who likes to go to the beach, very open, that's one thing.
Yeah.
When I moved to London, first thing I did, cut my hair very short for the first time in my life. Changed my outfits, changed my way of walking
Mm.
without even noticing, which is super interesting as well, right? Our body
Yeah.
language is a way for us to express ourselves depending on the time of our lives, the phase that we are. I changed, and people notice that, and like you're walking different, you're behaving different, you
Mm.
cut your hair, you change your style. And it was a subconscious thing I did to adapt myself to this new environment, which is London versus Rio de Janeiro. Couldn't be more uh, so different from each other,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Such a journey for you.
Yeah.
What's next? Like, what do you see yourself in like the next 2 to 5 years?
Oof, oof, oof. So I work in corporate currently, right? And I am really enjoying learning a lot.
Yeah.
The reason why I paused my business back in 2022
Mm.
was because I wanted to move abroad and learn with new cultures and open my mind. I was like, I really want to help people build their brands, but I need to be more on the field and learn with the different people, which knows much more than me. And that's the journey that I've been through. That was
Yeah.
the reason why I paused back then.
Mm.
And I think I'm in the middle of that. I am still learning a lot, and I see myself continuing to do that while building my business. I really want to be more on stage. I know now what are my passions, while what my childhood version expects of me and would
Yeah.
like me to do. So I want to be as creative as I can. I love this podcast sharing my knowledge, and I want to help a lot of people. I don't know where this will lead me, especially in this situation where I'm balancing both,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
But I want to build something strong of my own as well, and I really want to help people with their personal brands from different backgrounds and with different goals. But that's something that I really want to create as an impact in the 2 to next 5 years.
Yeah. And that's definitely going to happen without a doubt. So I will definitely be calling upon you to help me with my brands. And I'm sure Demetrius will do the same as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm giving you, or I'm imploring you right now that please, when it comes to personal branding, you need to get in touch with Juliana because she knows exactly what she's talking about. And I mean, we've spoken off air. What she's giving you is pretty much like 5% out of 100. So, I mean, yeah, please. She's the person to go to. She's the go-to for branding. All right. Remember I said it.
Thank you so much.
No, it's the truth. How long, Juliana, does self-discovery or does the self-discovery phase typically take, and how can someone know that they're ready to move to the next step?
I have a question for you.
You can
What do you
ask
mean
me.
by next step?
That's a very good question. And I know why you're asking me that, but I'm going to tell you why I asked you that. I feel as if some people feel as if the self-discovery stage has not a limit, but like a certain amount of time you should be in.
Mhm.
I feel like you're going to say to me, Calvin, the self-discovery stage is forever present and is always there when it comes to personal branding. But the reason why I asked you that was just based upon what I've seen, people, how they've started, and then when they get to a certain point, they either lose themselves in their brand and who they were when they started. So I just wanted to know, or maybe you can even turn the question around and tell me, Calvin, that's not correct.
Mm-hmm.
But I just wanted to ask you, is there a certain time frame for self-discovery?
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, is there something else? Or is self-discovery just something that's forever going?
Yeah. I mean, on the perfect world, the answer would be self-discovery is a lifetime process,
Yeah.
and it is.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at your personal brand at something wider, on a broader perspective, we should
Mm.
always, and we're gonna be always discovering something about ourselves,
Yeah.
and that's the beauty about life, right?
Very true.
However, we understand as well that personal branding is something you should leverage to achieve your goals.
Mm-hmm.
So there is some necessity to build a time frame for the self-discovery phase,
Mm-hmm.
then for the branding phase, which is the part in which we create a strategy for your brand, and the third phase, which we can call visibility or self-marketing, a lot of us. So I built a methodology which is based on those three steps:
Yeah.
self-discovery, which is data collection.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at corporate branding, would be that part where you're building the product
Yeah.
and you're collecting as many data and proof points as possible
Mm-hmm.
for you to create a product. Then you have the branding phase where like creating the name, what's going to be the positioning, what's going to be the slogan, the storytelling, so all the strategy behind this product.
Yeah.
And the last phase, which is the marketing visibility phase, you think, what are the channels I'm going to use to boost my visibility and to make sure that my hard work is seen by the right people.
Okay.
So self-discovery phase, it highly depends on the type of work we are doing and the guidance that I'm giving you. I used to work as a mentor,
Mm.
and I would have a 3-month program, and we would spend, I would say, the first 1 month to 1.5 months, or to even 2 months in
Mm.
the self discovery, because it's the one that takes the longest.
Right.
Some people are more self aware than others. It can take, I run feedback surveys every single time after my workshops, and it's funny to see like some people have a very hard time to write their key skills or to do their unique value proposition.
Yeah.
It's so difficult for them to look inside and to get to write that down. From other people, it's like, my unique value proposition is this, my key skills are that, because they're already self-reflective. So it will vary person by person, but I would say in a mentoring program of 3 months, self-discovery phase can do from 1/3 of the time to 50%, depending on how long we need to uncover all of that information.
Mm.
However, this is on the tiny spectrum of I have a goal, I want to build my personal brand.
Yeah.
However, self-discovery, as I said, is a journey for an entire life. You never fully know yourself,
Mm.
and you keep evolving, right? So you keep finding new things about you.
Yeah. How important is self-awareness in personal branding?
Everything. I think self-awareness is so important for us to build our positioning, for
Mm.
instance. And even when we are finding, okay, what is my competitive advantage in this market? I want to make sure that I stand out in the
Yeah.
middle of the crowd. And I need to make sure that I'm selecting the right skills and strengths.
Mm.
They are authentic to myself, otherwise they are not sustainable.
Yeah.
And from that, I can build my whole strategy, my whole storytelling, and my LinkedIn, Instagram strategy, networking, PR, everything that you want to use. But you need to make sure that the base is strong. And from that, for that, self awareness, critical point.
Mm.
We have tools that we can use to increase your self awareness. But as I said, no one is 100% self aware, right?
That's so true.
No one.
No one.
There is a fun exercise that I like to do.
Okay.
I've done in my last training that I did for an offsite in Paris for a
Mm.
team.
Yeah.
in a big tech company that I cannot mention.
It's okay. Congrats on that, though.
Yeah, it was a very fun one.
Yeah.
And the exercise was about what is your internal perception versus the external perception. So they would write their key skills, and then they would choose 3 colleagues from the room,
Mm-hmm.
and they would write their skills of those colleagues. Then they would collect their answers as well. So they would have theirs and 3 answers from their friends about their skills. So me, Juliana, I think I'm communicative, I'm good with relationships, and I'm good in public speaking.
Mm.
Then I would receive 3 answers about myself from 3 colleagues, and I would compare them. And it's funny to see the internal versus the external perception, and how the external perception changes person by person.
Yeah.
And then you invite them to say, you should do the same for your friends, for your family, with your partner, to see how the perception changes depending on the cycle, the social circle that you are.
Mm.
And it's a very good exercise as an example for self-awareness. There are many like this that you can use, but it's good for you to get some clarity and some insights on self-awareness, because
Yeah.
sometimes the way that you're being perceived by others is very different from the way that you see yourself.
Very true.
Very common. That's my case.
Oh, wow, Juliana. I feel so full. As we're on the topic of branding, because that is what you are incredible at, with the social media platforms such as TikTok and Instagram and all these other things,
Mhm.
speak to me on that in terms of how should one use these platforms to promote their brand? What are the key steps, or what are the main things we need to do to make sure that we're using it to its full capability?
Mhm. So, so first thing I think is breaking a myth that you must be on social media to build your personal brand.
Wow.
You don't. You are a personal brand, no matter if you want it or not. You were born with it.
Mm.
When you were born, your mother looked at you and say, "You're gonna be named Calvin."
Yeah.
That's your name. You're already being branded from the minute that you were born.
Mm.
What's more branding than naming something? That's totally it. So whether you want it or not, you have a personal brand. Nowadays we have amazing channels, which are the social media, in which you write one post and you can reach thousands of people at the same time. So I highly recommend that you use social media in your favor,
Yeah.
but you don't have to. And why I'm so repetitive about that is because people start getting a bit afraid of it. They feel like if I'm not on social media, I'm not going to be able to build my brand.
Yeah.
When in reality, you have the power over it. You decide how you're going to do things.
Mm.
And the tool is available for you. It's there to serve you, not the opposite. So
Wow.
make sure that it's there for you. How you're going to use it and what's the strategy, that's when we're going to talk. And then we're going to think about the best strategy.
Yeah.
You can use all the tools available. So X, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Anyone
Hey.
on Facebook yet? Are
Hey.
you?
Not really, are you? You're
No.
not? You're not?
Not really.
Not really.
LinkedIn.
Yeah.
It depends on your goal, because the audiences might vary a bit,
Mhm.
and also on your time availability.
Hmm.
Because I am not in all social media. I'm not omni-channel. I am definitely not, because I don't have the time.
Yeah.
And above being a content creator, I am a personal branding strategist, and my business is focused on workshop facilitation.
Yeah.
So that's above content creation. So I don't have the time to post every day on every single social media available.
Yeah.
But I know that it's there available for me
Mm.
to reach a lot of people exponentially. Because while I'm talking to you about this, once we post it on social media,
Yeah.
we're gonna reach much more people. It's like as if we had a full room here.
Mm.
Even if it reached 10 people, it's 10 people sitting here in front of us and watching us, right? Sometimes we underestimate the power of social media. We say, yeah, I'm posting and I'm getting 10, 20 views, or even 100 views. 100 people watching you.
Yeah.
If you just measure that, right, in real life. So I highly recommend using it. I think you have to be very strategic about it. For that self-awareness, self-discovery, all of that is super, super key for you to have a very authentic content out there.
Yeah.
and that's there to serve you. If you don't want to use it, I have a lot of clients that don't want to use it, especially people in corporate who want to leverage their brands to get a promotion or build influence inside their companies.
Yeah.
Some people, they work 12, 14 hours a day, and they cannot be on social perfectly and amazingly. I still advise them to do so in a lower frequency, but just to make use of it because it's available and it's for free.
Mm-hmm.
But we are not slaves of socials. It's
Sorry.
relieving, right? Like, it's like, yeah,
It
actually,
definitely.
you're right.
No, it definitely is. I mean, like you said, it serves us. We're not slaves to it, and I think that's so key what you said, because there's many people who are slaves to social media, and that's not necessarily a fault of their own. There's so much that goes into that very one statement. So thank you for saying that. That was so powerful. So we're gonna play and have some fun questions directed at you now. Let's call it rapid fire. So when I ask you something, just tell us what you think.
Like one word.
Well, okay, we'll do that. So I'm gonna say something, and you're gonna say you're gonna say one word that represents it.
Oh my god, we didn't prepare for this.
It's fun. It's all good.
Okay.
You ready?
Yes.
Storytelling.
Authenticity.
Brandon.
First word that comes to mind.
First word.
For me, is like fun. Fun.
London.
Freedom.
LA.
Oh wow, you're going no, you're going inside. I think overcoming.
Relationships.
General.
Yeah.
Love.
Home.
Sun. Sun, not son. I don't have any sons.
Seeing the potential in other people.
Inspiring.
Seeing the potential in yourself.
Childhood. Happiness.
Family.
Love. And protection.
Faith.
Spirituality.
Food.
Delicious.
Self-care.
Discipline.
I'll think of one more before I ask the next set of questions. Workshops.
Fulfillment.
Juliana, if you wasn't in personal branding, I probably know the answer to this. What would you be doing?
Okay, and then no one ever asked me this question.
Really?
I mean, in which setting? Like, oh, anything is possible, or like
Anything.
the obvious next step?
Anything's possible. I don't want to limit you to nothing.
Hollywood actress.
Yeah?
Hollywood. It's like, you can choose, you can pick. Put me on the movies. I will be the best actress there.
You'll be the best?
Or like maybe something like Oprah Winfrey, like interviewing people.
Yeah.
One day I have a vision, which is in personal branding, to become a TV host, interviewing iconic personal brands.
Yeah.
Not like celebrities, can be anyone, like executives, and because I love the camera, and this is
Yeah.
you know the drill.
Would you ever do a podcast?
I would do it. It was never a real project, but I would love to. I'm very curious about people as well, and interviewing. Yeah.
Okay. What's your favorite season?
I would tell you something about my personality.
Go
I
ahead.
have a very hard time defining favorites. What's your favorite food? What's your favorite season? I feel like I am this type of person who I always try to take the best thing of each season.
Yeah.
I'm very much like that with people.
Mm.
Since I was a kid, I had friends like a friend who was more grunge, punk, emo, popular, girly. No, no, no. I was very mixed because I'm always trying to find like what are the points in common, the good things about those people.
Mm-hmm.
Or like if I think about the seasons, I
Yeah.
love spring for the flowers and the colorfulness. The winter is so cozy, so good concentrate and work.
Yeah.
Summer, the beach, the nature. Like autumn, so cozy, tea, chocolate, like movies. So it's so hard to make a decision about it. I would never want a single season for the whole year.
That's a perfect answer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that's good. Okay. What advice would you give to your younger self?
Oh my god, how advice I would give to my younger self.
Mm-hmm.
I feel a very good one.
Go ahead.
Um, you don't know yourself as much as you think.
Mm.
Remain open and flexible
Yeah.
because there's much better things coming your way than you think.
Wow.
Can I give you an example on this?
Please, you can do what you like. Go ahead.
London,
Mm.
right? I think we were speaking about this before the podcast started. When I left Rio, so I lived in Australia when I was 17.
Yeah.
Sunny place, beach, good vibes, right?
Good vibes.
Then I decided to go to LA after my graduation, bachelor. Sunny, beach, good vibes.
Good vibes. Yeah.
Then I was like, I want to do my master's abroad. I had a chance to go Lisbon,
Mm.
sunny, beach, good vibes.
Vibes. Yeah.
Then I went to Berlin, which is not the beach, but it was summer, sunny, good vibes.
Yeah.
And my partner, he had an opportunity to do a double degree here in London. So he asked me to come with him. And I was like, "God, I don't want to go. I hate London. It's so gray and dark.
Mm.
Peaky Blinders, like all the references in my head were like very dark. And it's like, I am sun,
Mm.
beach, and good vibes. What am I going to do in London?
Yeah.
I watch all the Hollywood movies that would tell me the opposite. And I came here to write my thesis. I was like, at the end of the year, I'm going to go. I arrived in November.
Mm.
So if you love London in November, you are a loyal Londoner, you know?
Yeah.
Because it's a
100%.
tough month.
Tough month.
Tough
Indeed.
month.
Yeah.
November, December, and Jan. Those were the months that I
Yeah.
was here. And I fell in love with it. So, and I was like, oh my God, how could I be so wrong about myself?
Mm.
You know, like, I'm so happy that the universe, God, whoever it is, put me here now so I can live this experience, even though I didn't want to. I was basically forced to.
Mm.
And I absolutely loved it. And the sun became mobility, and the beach became endless things to do in different places.
Yeah.
And the good vibes became opportunities and career development. So those were the things that were really like resonating with me in this phase of my life. So um and I think I missed some opportunities in my life because I was like, I know exactly what I want, and I was always on my way.
Mm.
Sometimes you need to get out of your own way
Yeah.
for the thing that is waiting for you, right? Because some things are there for you, waiting for you.
Mm.
You have a plan in your mind, you think that you must get that,
Yeah. Yeah.
when in reality there is something much bigger and better waiting for you, and you just have to get out of your own way to let it come.
Mm.
I'm the manifestation girl, you know, I am the law of attraction girl. So like this for me is like,
This is it.
so that's definitely something I would tell her. Don't be so rigid.
Mm-hmm.
Open, flexible. This doesn't mean that you're not determined,
Yeah.
and this doesn't mean that you don't have a goal. Just remain flexible while you have your goal. That's it. Yeah.
And this question is going to throw you a bit more. Is what advice would you give to future you?
Oh, Calvin, this is a very like. I told you I'm very spiritual, right?
I know.
So I have a lot of dreams with my inner child,
Mm-hmm.
and it's this 8-year-old version of myself.
Yeah.
And she's always there, very impatient, waiting for me to achieve all the things that she wants me to. And she's like, now we know that we are communicative, that we want to be on stage, that we want to be artistic, so you have to make it happen now. You're
Mm.
like on your golden age to make it happen. You don't have kids, you don't have anything uh, like limiting any, not that people with
Of
kids,
course.
you
Yeah, yeah,
understand
yeah,
what I mean.
yeah. Hmm.
But now is the time you're free to make it happen, and it gives me some sort of anxiety as well, and I'm dealing with that in therapy now, looking at her as an inspiration, but not as a timekeeper, like let's go.
Mm.
um and in the middle of that, and talking about this in therapy and struggling a bit with it,
Mm.
and making sure that I am the adult here, and I am
Yeah.
the sort of like power dynamic was a bit weird between me and her in
Mm.
those streams.
Yeah.
And one night, uh, I was sleeping and I dreamed for the first time with my very old version, like my 80-year-old version.
Mm.
And something that no one really talks about, right? Because everyone is talking about your inner child and how important it is to connect
Yeah.
with the essence, right? Because the most, I would say, most authentic version of yourself, like without the social
Mm.
pressure and all of that. But the older version is very wise and very calm.
Yeah.
And she's not keeping, like, she's not
Time.
rushing you.
Yeah.
She wants you to live life like she's at the end of her life, whatever. And we were holding hands, one in one side, the child version, and the other one, the older one. And she was really keeping me like calm and saying, don't forget to enjoy where you are today. Don't forget that all dots will connect.
Mm.
And this is your journey. And she is just a kid who wants the the doll that she saw on the window shop, and she's really rushing you to buy it.
Yeah.
But you can tell her that you're not going to buy it now. You are
Mm.
the adult here.
Yeah.
And there is no timekeeping. Like, you need to live your life now, because you're gonna do everything and you're gonna conquer everything that you want in this life. Everything's gonna be all right. So she was calming me down. I woke up like crying, like rivers, very emotional.
Yeah.
And now I try to keep her in mind to
Yeah.
ground me a bit,
Mm-hmm.
because whenever I'm too ambitious and I want too many things and I'm too dreamy, she comes to me to say. So I think that she has much more to tell me than
Yeah.
I have to tell her.
Mm.
I'm learning much more from her than the opposite.
Wow. That's powerful.
Yeah.
And my last fun question for you before we get into how people can find you and all these good things. If you had to create a quote right now for the listeners and myself, what would you say? Something inspirational to leave us with.
I have so many. Like,
Any.
I have to curate some. Um, I mean, based on the conversation that we had today,
Mm-hmm.
I think a good one is, the best investment of your life is to become the best version of yourself
Mm.
in every aspect. So go to
Powerful.
therapy, exercise, eat healthy, look after your personal brand, everything that you can, like, make sure that you are becoming the best version of yourself using all those tools available. I love the one, get out of your own way,
Mm. Yeah.
to open opportunities for you.
Yeah.
And yeah, and self-care is discipline. Some of the takeaways from this conversation, right?
Yeah.
And with discipline is a domino effect. There is a hack, you know?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
don't have to try to become good at everything at the same time. Be good at one thing, and you're gonna see all the other things following it.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. It's so hard to
No,
decide what.
that was perfect.
It's so hard to define a favorite, you know?
Yeah, no, but that was powerful. Juliana, if someone's heard you today and they want to get in touch, they want to speak about branding, they want you to be the go-to and fix the very thing that they're trying to build. How can someone reach you and speak to you? What's the best way?
So I am on Instagram.
Mhm.
And I post a lot of content there, and especially on stories,
Mhm.
and a lot of tips on personal branding and my own journey as well. It's not strict to that, but just sharing so much more. It goes much deeper than simply personal branding, right?
Yeah.
It's Ju Damasco. So my name is Juliana, but here in the UK, I learned that a lot of people mispronunciate my name, or they add two N's.
Okay.
So to simplify things,
Yeah.
it's Ju,
J-U.
just my nickname,
Yeah.
Ju.
Ju.
Damasco. That's Damasco. Maybe we can leave somewhere.
Yeah.
That's the same. Ju Damasco for my email, and so it's contact@judamasco.com, and my website judamasco.com, my LinkedIn Ju Damasco. So all of that is.
Yeah.
I'm hosting workshops for any individuals who want to come and listen and share and learn together. And I'm also offering workshops for companies, but sometimes your company is not having me, so why don't you just join my workshop?
Yeah.
I will be sharing that on my social media, and hopefully soon some webinars, some more stuff online for the people who cannot come all the way to London. So stay tuned on my social media, that I'm going to be sharing that as well,
Yeah.
so we can learn from each other and grow our personal brands.
Amazing. Juliana, I just pray just for limitless success for you in personal
Bless
branding,
you.
and
I hope.
not even hope. I'm literally waiting to be like, oh, Juliana done that, or walk past this big billboard and say, yeah, my friend Juliana, she done that. So
Manifesting.
I'm looking forward to seeing all the great things you do. London, Paris, Berlin, Lisbon, all these places, even for myself. So, ladies and gentlemen, I have been your host today, Calvin Anderson, with the Checking With podcast. We have had, I mean, what can we say? We've had. I want to think of a good word. We have had the impeccable, the amazing, the most gracious Juliana Damasco today. Take care. Speak soon. God bless.
Thank you. Thank you so much.